Cardano doesn't just look good, it looks phenomenal. And while ADA holders wait for that next breakout for ADA to the upside, there are also some things on the charts that ADA holders should be very careful for. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Thank you for coming by. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. It's a Cardano video, Cardano trading. It's trading above the 20-day, the 50-day moving average. We're getting the 20-day pulling up into the 50-day moving average, getting ready for that crucial cross that we've been looking for on these charts. And there are some very important things surrounding the whole story that is playing out right here. Before we jump into this video, and Cardano does look good. It looks phenomenal on the charts. In my intro, I said that, but Cardano looks phenomenal outside of the charts with what is going on in the entirety of the ecosystem. And I think today's big news across Cardano is the Milkomeda news. Thank you everyone for your support. We finally are live. We repeat, we are live. And then it goes on to post an article about the launch. So real quick, experience interoperability and L2 scalability. This is huge for Cardano and its ecosystem, for Cardano and the growth that we're always talking about in these videos, and Cardano as it applies to just adoption across all of crypto. The eyes, the attention that Cardano is going to draw from the worldwide landscape of cryptocurrency users and people. It's because of things like this. C1 launch EVM on Cardano is available starting today. Milkomeda. So I'm going to just read this piece just for context to this video, and then we'll go from there. So for those unfamiliar, Milkomeda C1 enables Ethereum dApps to be deployed in the Cardano ecosystem. This marks a pivotal moment wherein a lot of the most battle-tested and audited smart contracts in the crypto space are now unlocked for Cardano users to take advantage of. You can only imagine what this means just based off of this brief explanation for those of you unfamiliar. And this article goes on to how to start using Milkomeda, but I'm going to put a link in the description. This is Cardano with Paul. Many of you may be subscribed. If you're not, definitely subscribe. Covers a ton of Cardano content, but he did a video about this project, and it breaks down what it is, what's going on. This was about a little over a month ago. So for full context into it, please check that out. But I just wanted to do a mention because this is huge for Cardano and everything we've been tracking. So let's pivot over now to the chart. So this is a weekly we're going to visit, and there's some crucial information and historical data that I want to visit, actually going all the way back to 2019, spring of 2019. Before we do, here's just general setup for what is happening with Cardano right now. This is big, right? Anytime we see finally, and we're talking because this has been after 6-7 months. I mean, it's getting close to 7 months now, I guess, where Cardano has just been in this downtrend, right? The 20-day moving average, if you take note of it, from all the way here in September, the end of September, this is right when it crossed below the 50-day moving average, that blue line. It has been under all of this time, and it's been just nonstop grinding to the downside. We've been tracking this in videos almost every day, and it is nice to see a momentum shift in play right now. Now, what is happening here comes with, I think, a lot of volatility, and it comes with a lot of uncertainty, and we have to really, really be prepared for these things because the ride could get very wild. So I think being prepared for those wild times is probably the best for all of us in our emotional state. And this is why I do these videos. It's not for financial advice. That's not what this is. I'm not telling you what to do, but I think providing data and gathering data and exploring the data so that we can anticipate what's going to happen next, it allows us to think calmly in this not so calm environment that is crypto. So let's do this. Let's break it down. 20-day moving average cross getting ready to happen above the 50-day. Now, what I want to do is I want to just first note why, or explain why it's good to prepare for volatility. And to do that, I want to go all the way back here, and this is back in February, March 2019. Now, what's happening here on this weekly chart now is Cardano's making a break above that 20-week moving average. This is the weekly chart. Cardano's doing a very crucial thing on the weekly chart. And this is after months and months of downtrend in the bear market. Now, if we're going over and we're looking at what's happening now, Cardano testing that very area, that is the 20-week moving average. I mean, look at this candle. Look at this. It is there. Even so far, there's 6 days left of the weekly candle, but even so far, there's a little bit of resistance, it seems, at that 20-week moving average. This break above is a very important thing for Cardano. Now, what makes this so interesting is we're going to go all the way back here to when Cardano made that break. It was a reversal, and this is why we're comparing this time. It was a very important reversal for Cardano getting out of that bear market that all crypto markets were in. It made the move, but you can just see there was kind of initial resistance even in February. You can see right there, and it didn't break really until March, right? So if we look at that data now on the daily chart, this is where things get very interesting. So here it is on the daily chart. This is the bear market low, Cardano coming out, and look at the compression of these moving averages, the 20 and the 50-day. And we just talked about this the other day. This is what we're looking for, some type of compression of these moving averages, squeezing together as Cardano consolidates. The story of that consolidation is why I'm doing this video, is why I'm saying be careful in this environment that Cardano is in right now. Because if we go back and we look at what it took to get the consolidation, what it took to get the compression, what it took to get the final reversal, was a lot, right? Because we had the 20-day week move or 20-day moving average cross above the 50-day, which is kind of a similar move, which we're getting ready to see happen on our current daily chart. We had it once, and then we actually had it a second time because Cardano failed really the first time, right? 20-day moving average fell back below. So it took a little bit of time. My point is, after this first move above the 50-day moving average, look at this. Cardano revisited from that swing high to the 50-day moving average, all the way back down, almost 30% after just seeing a nice move out of that bear market low. Almost 30% consolidation back to the moving averages. And this is a move I talk about a lot in my videos. You were getting the nice move to the upside, some overextension, and then boom, pulled right back down. It's not necessarily a bearish thing, but it's when you start monitoring Cardano quick or closely to make sure that there's support there, to make sure that Cardano trades above these moving averages more often than below, right? And we want to see just upward shift of higher highs and higher lows. So Cardano fell 30% that first time, and then Cardano made just a move out of this higher low right here. This was in February. Put in the 20-day moving average, cross back above the 50-day again, but this red candle, right? Boom, huge, almost 20% to the downside after kind of clawing its way back out. So two times there were two very large dips from around 20% to 30% as Cardano struggled to just see that upward momentum shift on the macro. And this is what it looks like on the macro, right? It turned out pretty good for Cardano. Now, if we go to the weekly chart, this is what it looked like on the weekly. A lot of grappling right into that 20-week moving average. Sorry about that. Before making that really nice move to the upside, and then obviously it kind of fell into another consolidation. Crypto markets as a whole finally made its way out of that, and then COVID happened. You know the rest of the story there. But the data on the chart is, I think, extremely consistent with what we're waiting for, with what we're looking for, and that is what happens. What's the story being told with the 20-week moving average cross on this chart? Because going to today, that's exactly the move that we're looking for. We're looking for that 20-week moving average cross. We don't want to continue downtrend looking like just this move of resistance to the downside, meaning we get a nice pop to the 20-week moving average, but there's resistance. It's a lower high on the macro, and then boom, we're falling even lower. We don't want to see that. So we're going to track this closely, this move above the 20-week moving average, and it really does kind of start on this daily chart. So long story short, this video, yes, we've talked yesterday in regards to where Cardano has that next blast off potential move to the upside, and that is here. That 200-day moving average is 27% to the upside. It's a $1.50 range. You go back to that weekly chart, it's a very important range because just above there, $1.59 is the 50-week moving average. Cardano, if it breaks this 20-week moving average, this entire gap is up for grabs in this long-term bullish reversal for Cardano. And that's really the story that I'm looking to play out. It's the story I want to play out. It's a story so many of you want to play out as well. But along that line, I think every step of the way, every hour, every day, whatever, however you're tracking this, you do want to be sure to be careful of just a throwback of some sort to these moving averages. This is crypto. Even if Cardano is in the middle of a very bullish reversal on the macro and this thing really turns around, look, there's absolutely room for a just boom. And then who knows how this plays out. And then there's the reversal and it takes longer and it's kind of grueling and there's so much volatility and there's potentially dips of 26% on this very, very speculative chart that I just drew. And so what I'm trying to do is prepare myself and you for that type of ride. At the end of the day, you and I both know we would love just to not even have to deal with that stuff, right? And we just enjoy just green candle after green candle after green candle. But again, historically, not just Cardano, any crypto, it just usually doesn't happen that way. That way. Even when on the macro, there's a very bullish story being told, and you see it here, there's just a little bit of pain involved in the middle of that. So be prepared for that pain is all I'm saying. And so we know where that pain could lead us. It's down to this Fibonacci that we actually can probably. I mean, it's about the same as yesterday. Yesterday's video, swing low to here's a crazy wick on this daily. We can take it there, and we have a 618, 95 cents, 786, 87 cents. What's interesting about the 618, if you look at this, and let me get rid of this, zoom in a little bit, pretty much perfectly confluent with the 618 support are the two moving averages that we're talking about. This is a huge area of support, 95 cents. So be mindful of that. To the upside, Cardano, right now, it's a pretty new candle, $1.19. There seems to be a bit of resistance over the last 24 hours or so at around $1.20. I've kind of just noticed while checking. I don't know if it's an exact resistance, but you can just see right at this area of resistance, we have this previous lower high at the 50-day moving average, swing high. This is a really crucial area right now for Cardano to break. If it can break above this entire range where that previous lower high was, guess what? Cardano will be putting in kind of a higher high from this lower high. Could be a very, very big move for Cardano. And we're going to continue tracking what Cardano does. I'm waiting for to do any more zoomed in technical analysis, pattern technical analysis, what have you. I'm really waiting for Cardano to offer us a little bit more structure than just gains right now. And usually that looks like sideways of some sort, a little bit more sideways. It looks like a dip of some sort. But right now, I'm just enjoying the ride on the way up, and I want to see where that huge, massive resistance is, where maybe we get a big throwback off of that resistance. What if it was a 200-day moving average, and it just makes its move, parabolic, crazy move, 30-cent move, and then boom, it falls right back down quick into the $30s. That's where we start seeing some structure on the more zoomed in charts. We can start doing a little bit more pattern TA and all that good stuff. But right now, I'm just really watching Cardano. I'm enjoying the gains, watching Bitcoin, what it's doing, crypto markets. I'm watching Cardano ecosystem, how it's growing. I'm watching the eyes of the institutional people out there. And not only institutional people, but the retail people as well. The eyes, I think, are being drawn to Cardano. And it's a very, very cool thing to watch play out because this is still so early in the game. Lastly, I just want to note, you can see this area back here on the weekly chart that we were just comparing ADA to as it escaped the bear market low. Check it out. It was escaping this yellow line here on the slower moving momentum oscillator, this RSI. It was escaping that area. And Cardano right now doing a very similar move. So this is going to be a really exciting week to see what Cardano does. Just be prepared for downside is all I'm saying. It's just the best thing to do. It's the best thing to do. Whether it happens or not, that will be seen, right? We'll find out. But it's the best thing to do because when it happens, if it does, we're just hanging out. We're prepared for it. We're like, okay, we understand what's going on, and we watch for support. We watch for bullish confirmations. And then that's why we do these videos all the time, just to track these things. So appreciate you coming by. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I will see you in the next video. God bless.